Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a what's for dinner with y'all. So there's going to be 5 easy dinner ideas in today's video. This week turned into using up a lot of leftovers and cleaning out the fridge. And we also rotated the pantry recently and pulled out some things that needed to be used before they expired. So all of our meals were kind of based around that. But before we get in, I do want to thank ButcherBox for sponsoring this video and working with me. So ButcherBox is high quality meat that gets shipped right to your doorstep. They source their meat from farmers and fishermen who meet the highest standards for quality. So with ButcherBox, you're going to get 100% grass-fed and pasture-raised beef, free-range organic chicken. Their pork is humanely raised and fed with only vegetarian feed with the exception of milk protein. Wild-caught seafood, and ButcherBox bacon is sourced from humanely raised pork and is uncured, nitrate-free, and sugar-free. So as for your options, you have 5 different options. You can go with the custom box, which is my personal favorite because you can customize it to what works for your family. Or they have 4 curated box options. You can go with a mixed box, a beef and chicken, beef and pork, or you could even do all beef. So as far as sizing goes, there are 2 options. You can go with the classic or the big box, and then you choose your cuts. The meat is frozen at peak freshness and packed in an eco-friendly 100% recyclable box on ice, and then it's sent right to your door with free shipping. You choose your box frequency and you can cancel at any time without penalty. So I love that ButcherBox works with farmers to raise the bar for how animals are treated. They care about the welfare of the animals. The chickens are raised without cages and crates, and the cattle roams on grassy pastures. The hogs are raised on pastures or in hoop barns. And they also care about the planet, so you can feel good about the meals you are serving, and you can really taste the quality in ButcherBox meat. The price comes out to a little under $6 per meal, so I feel like for the quality of the meat that you're getting with ButcherBox, that's a really good price. I know in my area meat has been scarce lately, so it's nice to have ButcherBox as an option. That way it comes right to my house and I don't have to worry about it. So if you guys are interested in ButcherBox, click the link in the description box down below, and new members will receive 3 pounds of organic chicken wings free in every ButcherBox for the lifetime of their membership. Again, a huge thanks to ButcherBox for sponsoring today's video. Starting with the first dinner, I'm going to do some baked pork chops with potatoes. So here I've got some boneless pork chops and 3 russet potatoes. I'm going to cut my potatoes up into about 1 to 2 inch pieces, leaving the skin on. You can peel them if you want. We just don't mind the skin. And I'm going to throw those into my pan with the pork chops. I'm going to drizzle everything with some olive oil, and I decided for seasoning I would throw in some ranch and paprika, but there are so many options here on how you want to season. And if you wanted to, you can make this a full-on 1-pan dinner and throw in a green vegetable, maybe some fresh or frozen green beans.
Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind, but I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the
So I baked this on 350 for about 30 to 40 minutes until my pork chops had an internal temperature of 145 degrees. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, we rotated things in the pantry and pulled out some stuff that was about to expire. So that's what we're having tonight with the pork chops. And I just opened up a can of green beans to go with it, with a little Heinz 57 there on the side. And speaking of Heinz 57, that's going to take me into our next meal. I'm going to do some 57 glazed chicken that's on the back of the bottle. We used to eat this all the time and completely forgot about it, but you just take a cup of the 57 sauce and you mix it with 1/4 of a cup of honey, and you just spread that on your chicken. You can grill it. You can do this in the crock pot. I'm going to use chicken breast, and I think it would even be amazing on some drumsticks. Maybe throw those in the crock pot with some of the 57 sauce. That would be delicious. But like I said, I'm going to use chicken breast, and I'm going to be doing this in the oven.
All about the good vibes. I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax. All your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes. I know you're all about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax. All your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party.
So I did cut my chicken really thin, and then I'm just going to spread that 57 glaze all over the top, and then I'm going to let it bake on 350 for about 20 minutes or so. And then I did turn the broiler on for just a couple of minutes when it was done to kind of caramelize the top. And then we just had it with leftovers from the night before. We had tons of leftover sides to eat. We just needed some meat to go with it. And I know my plate looks pretty sad with no vegetables on it, tons of starch, but we really needed to get this stuff out of the refrigerator. But that chicken was really good. So this next night I decided on a taco lasagna. I pulled tons of stuff out of the refrigerator that needed to be used up, pieces of this and that. We had a small bag of onions that were left over from a previous recipe. We had some cheese that needed to be used, a little bit of sour cream. We had this huge container taking up all this space with just a little bit of sour cream in there, so I was going to use that. We had a couple jars of salsa, and I just pulled out a can of corn to throw in there as well. So to get started, I am browning up a pound of ground beef, and then once I have that almost cooked through, I'll add in the onion, some salt and pepper, and about a tablespoon of minced garlic. So the meat is pretty much done now, so I'm going to drain off my corn and throw that into the pot. And this is whole kernel corn, by the way. I forgot to say that earlier, but I'm going to drain that and add it into the pot with taco seasoning and about 3/4 cup of water. And I'm going to let that come to a simmer, and it's going to simmer for a couple of minutes. So I'm going to take the easy way out tonight and use a disposable pan. I'm just spraying that with a little olive oil and then lay down my first layer of tortillas. Luckily, my tortillas were big enough to cover the bottom of the pan for the most part. So if you're working with smaller tortillas, you can break or cut them to fit evenly in your pan. But I'm going to pour in some salsa and spread that around. and then add a layer of the meat mixture. And I also want to say that you can use beans or whatever you have in place of the corn. We were just out of beans, or that's what I would have used. And you could even throw in a can of tomatoes and omit the salsa if you want to. You can literally make this however you want to make it. You can't mess it up. So I am dropping in some sour cream here and there. I'm gonna sprinkle it with some shredded cheese, and then when I lay down my next tortilla, I'm gonna press lightly so that the sour cream kind of spreads on its own. But you'll just repeat the layers, and I bake this on 375 for 30 minutes.
I see it in your eyes. Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll always have me. Baby, I will always stay with you. So put your trust in me.
This was delicious, but it would be even better with some fresh pico on top. And I also think it would make a really great freezer meal. You could pop this into your freezer and reheat it when you need it.
The two of us, we don't have to stop. Baby, let's go for a ride. You and I.
Alright guys, tonight we are going to be having some salmon. So I've got 2 pieces here thawing. It's just me and my mom tonight, so I've thawed out 2 pieces, one for her, one for me. And I want to season mine with blackened seasoning. She's not a huge fan of blackened seasoning, so she wants to do Old Bay on hers. And then I will season both with some salt and pepper, of course. But we also have some carrots that we need to use. They're already cut up into sticks. So I just pulled up a recipe here for some air fryer honey glazed carrots. I will link it down below for you guys, but it's basically just brown sugar, honey, and you pop them into the air fryer. So that will be a good way to use up the carrots, and I think that will go really good with our salmon.
Good times ahead. So let me put a smile upon your face. Maybe make your worries go away. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go for a ride. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I wanna leave everything behind. If you wanted to, promise you we will be alright. If it's you and I, you and I. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I, you and I.
So I baked my salmon for about 12 minutes on 400, and when it came out of the oven, I squeezed some fresh lemon juice on the top, and it was amazing. The carrots were delicious as well, and we just opened up another box of pasta salad that needed to be used, and that was dinner. The last dinner, something quick that my mom and I threw together. It was just me and her, so we decided to have some steaks. We were going to cook the sides first. So in a skillet, we've got some russet potatoes that we've sliced with some onions and just letting those cook until they're crispy. To go with our steak, we're going to do some air fryer asparagus. So I just sprayed them down with some olive oil, seasoned them with salt and pepper, and then I popped them in the air fryer on 400 for about 10 minutes. For the steak, these are sirloin. We like ours about medium well. I like it pink but not bleeding, so we cook those for about 3 minutes per side on a medium-high heat. Super quick dinner, but I really hope that y'all enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you got some dinner inspiration. If you're still watching right now, I'd love it if you left a butterfly emoji in the comments down below. And remember, if you would like to try ButcherBox, click the link in the description box down below. And new members will receive 3 pounds of organic chicken wings free in every ButcherBox for the lifetime of their membership. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.